sweet thing like me has been cooking up after I fudged my last company, FTX. You know, fudge twist explosion. Who knew that Bitcoin and chocolate coins were different? Well, I made a deal to become the prime sponsor of this year's Harvard-Yale game. And today, I'm giving you a tasty hint of what's to come. I'm going to make a ticket. 2 of them, to be precise. For the students lucky enough to become interns at my company, I expect 150 slate PowerPoints, your weekends, and Christmas morning. Perhaps your firstborn child, or hey, if I'm in a good mood, your middle child. But for the fortunate twosome who receive these tickets, the rewards are sweet. Once you're in, you'll never have to worry about chasing after fleeting dreams again. Apply by 11:59 on Canvas, and don't be late. But if you are, slipping me a little chocolate couldn't hurt.
Clearly not yet. Next time, more sugar, less nutmeg, no mushrooms. Keep it simple. To succeed in Step 110, all you need is hope, determination, and imagination.
And an endless supply of Celsius. Professor Blitzstein, who's the unconscious statistician? When do we get to meet him?
Perhaps there is an unconscious statistician in all of us, who only appears when things are least certain.
I'm not paid enough for this. That's my cue to let you all enjoy your weekend. Have fun at the game. Let's hope Harvard doesn't get as beat up as Mike Tyson did last night. And don't forget to do your problem set.
This piece set is so hard. I'm going
the type of range variable, not the, and what you know is probability mass function. Oh, excuse me, I need to speak on here.
Who are you?
Oh, my name's Matt. Matt Day.
Matt Damon? I thought you dropped out of college to go to Hollywood.
No, I'm Matt Damarinsky. I'm the janitor. I love talking stats though, so if you need any help.
No, thank you. I think I need to work on this alone.
Another day, another sleep. Same thing every day.
Why is this class making my life so absurdly difficult? It's the same thing every day.
This. I really want to work at your company because I really want to work at your company because I'm awesome and you're awesome too, and I deserve this job and you deserve me, and why can't you just give me a job?
Excuse me, that is my cover letter. It's a rough draft.
Wait, I'm sorry, what's this Goldman ticket thing about anyway?
It's a chance for 2 Harvard undergrads to get an internship at Goldman. You know, the Goldman. It's what I've spent my whole life working towards.
And what are you going to do when you get there?
You get promoted, and then you make partner, and then you get your parents proud and put them in the #1 best retirement home, and then just before life ends, you get a trophy.
You must really like trophies?
Doesn't everybody?
I wouldn't know. I just like listening to Professor Blitzstein's lectures.
You like this stuff?
study of everything that's uncertain. Endless possibilities. I love that.
That's really cool, actually. Did you study stats in college?
Sweeping a lecture floor is the closest to attending college that anyone in my family's ever gotten. But I made myself a custom library at home, made from old textbooks I found in people's rooms at the end of the term. My favorites are the ones from the SPE network. Those are always in mint condition.
Wow, we should swap places. I'm just here for job security. Speaking of which, I should really finish this application.
If only I could. But I'm also perfectly content just picking up people's trash. It's too bad it always reeks. It's smellier than the Winthrop dining hall. To have all that opportunity, being a real student here. I could become a businessman and see stats happening in the real world. I could develop original formulas and revolutionize society and implement them myself. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. Who am I kidding? It's not what you know in this life, it's who you know. No way! A golden ticket! With my name on it! Don't be shy, it's alright. If you feel a little trepidation, sometimes these things don't need explanation. Paradise, singing around through it. know, I know that compares with your imagination, living there alone
espresso bar. First, I must fetch the NDAs.
The non-disclosure agreements?
No! The Nutella-drenched affidavits!
Of course, it's a Nutella-drenched whatever. You're sweet.
Thank you.
How did you get this job anyway? Did you steal my essay?
The "You're so awesome, I'm so awesome" essay? That would be lovely, but the ticket just kind of found me. Hey, I'm happy we're here together.
Please. You're like a cinnamon roll.
Aw.
Way too sweet.
Was that mean? Maybe I was too harsh. Maybe I... Oh, my
Excuse you. I am a new bug. She's a smart one.
Better than the one we did with
This is one difficult curtain. Miss Goldman's top secret recipe book? Do not read. Sounds interesting. What's this? Recipe for world domination? One dark chocolate bar, bitter as winter storms, and a dash of espresso to make you conform? That sounds a little... Oh, a chocolate bar!
Do not eat the dark chocolate.
Professor Blitzstein, what are you doing here?
Your statistics professor, I am not, young Padawan. It is the unconscious statistician who stands before you.
What the heck?
I know, right? I'm real. And I come with statistically relevant news. You must leave here, else your mind will be candied and your dreams stolen.
Oh, okay. Don't tell me twice.
Go!
Okay.
Nearly a category error. Avoid dark chocolate.
past participle. My dream was crushed when I saw all my friends making millions and I was living in a refrigerated box. My life was an endless sea of misery, MSG-infused ramen, and broken dreams. Okay. In the depths of my despair, I invented something that would change the world. Which is my perfect concoction, the dark espresso bar, a candy bar that erases the parts of you that crave individuality, the parts that dream. Instead, this candy fills you with the overwhelming desire to fit in. It makes you comfortable being just like everybody else. What? People may not know they want it, but they need it. Everyone deep down craves comfort, predictability. Now, Caroline, will you help me? It's so easy to help people by removing their dreams. It's like taking lollipops from a baby. Lollipops, lollipops. Look in the program.
Yes, it was my uncle.
What, Matt?
Who are you? You are not the Dr. Woman.
It's me, Caroline. We just sang Dolly Parton together.
No. Lennox is going to use his unexpected yet profoundly advanced statistics knowledge to do some calculations for me. Namely, to maximize the effect of the chocolate on the unsuspecting crowd at the bushel gate.
What? You're going to give Harvard students that chocolate?
Of course! I intend to be the biggest sponsor of the Harvard-Yale game this year, and everyone will want to have a taste of my chocolate. Harvard ID to get into the game. That's it.
Why do you need my ID to get in?
They won't let me within 300 feet of a college campus. Not since 1987. The Marshmallow Falcon's been permanently damaged by reputation. Never! Good luck escaping Fairyland! Wow! Ah! I lost it.
I'm David Peters.
Woo! You're the co-presidents of the Harvard Pops Orchestra.
Are you guys having a fun night so far? Thank you all for coming tonight. This concert, including all of the wonderful music and the amazing show, is the culmination of months of very hard work and rehearsals, and we're so happy to get to share all this work with you.
And some exciting personal news for this orchestra. This show is the quickest we've ever sold out a show. We're really happy. We're so grateful for each and every one of you for joining us tonight, and we of course want to take a moment to acknowledge that this show would not have been possible without the help of some amazing people in the room today. First up, our wonderful ushers. I don't know where they are, but they're over there. Some of them, yeah. Brendan, Shen, Christina, and Carlos, thank you so much for your help.
Thank you also to our guest musicians as well. Jin, Ed, and Andrew, thank you so much for joining us.
Can we please give a huge round of applause to our sound engineer, Kevin? And all the way up there in the back, I don't know if you can see it, but our lighting designer and engineer, Raul. I was also my first year roommate, so I'm so happy that he agreed to be here. Thanks also to the wonderful media team, Stella, Enoch, and Julie. Please stand.
And of course, thank you so much to our amazing actors. Right over here, Caitlin, Kira, and Will. Aren't they amazing?
And we also have a guest actor in the room today. Thank you so much to Professor Joe Blitzy for joining us.
More thank yous. Thank you to the Office for the Arts. Their unwavering support of POPS is extremely appreciated. And we hear Fiona, the new director of the OFA, is here. Is Fiona here? Maybe? All right, well, for Fiona, can we have a huge round of applause?
And I want to take a moment to really thank the integral part of the POPS team. POPS is really one of the most unique orchestras because, as you've seen, we not only play music at a really good high level, hopefully, but also we have an amazing show that goes with it. And the show is completely original, student-written, student-led. And first, I want to thank our creative director, Laura Barnes. Please thank her. And to the most of the creative team members, my co-president David, Sebastian, Diana, Ashley, please stand up. If you got a laugh out of tonight so far, it's thanks to their and the rest of the creative team's talents and genes.
We would also like to thank our entire POPS executive board for their work on everything, from the librarians preparing all the music for rehearsals to managing logistics for the concert. Believe me, there are lots. Board, please stand up. Anyone on board?
And now, of course, we want to take a moment to thank our music director and conductor. One of the other reasons POPS is special is because we have a professional conductor, Alan Feinstein. Alan has been with us through nearly the entirety of POPS' 28-year history. 28 years. We are so grateful for his creative direction and his commitment to musical excellence.
Alan, it's always been a pleasure working with you, from your wonderful anecdotes to your strong artistic vision. POPS is extremely fortunate to have you at the helm, and we all learn so much and have a great time doing it. So thank you once again.
David and I have one last reflection, which is our presidencies are coming to an end soon. And over the past year, it's really been the honor of our college careers to lead this amazing group. And we'll miss all of the rehearsals, all of the POPS Tuesdays dinners, the socials, the community, and the fun and chaos that comes with leading this group.
To be clear, we're not graduating. Well, not yet. Even though we'll soon just be retiring from the presidency, we're so excited for the next semester ahead and all the same delights and new surprises that we have in store.
So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you to this orchestra for having taken a chance on us, and having had us lead you through all the extraordinary memories, from going to the Pop Summit to all the Harvard Neo Mixers. It's really been an incredible part of my college career. And thank you to all of you, the audience members, and the entire POPS community, to our alumni in the audience, for your support of what we truly believe is one of the most amazing orchestras in the world.
Now, Alan.
I just want to express my gratitude and the orchestra's gratitude to David and Jessica for the phenomenal leadership and their hard work behind the scenes. So go around and walk it up. I also want to make sure they're thanked, and they've already been thanked, not a problem to thank them twice, but our arrangers. There's a lot of new music. One of the things that I find exciting about working with this group is that not only is it strict new, but the music is created, so much of the music is created by members of the orchestra and other elements and surprises that we have here in the second half. So all the creativities I always find just so exciting to see. So let's thank our arrangers. We have Ben, Sebastian, Justin, and a round of applause.
I need to get out of this factory, otherwise I'll be candied. Candied? Candide!
The optimal distribution is 16 per local and 18 per local. We'll bet it's more capacious.
Have you identified the most efficient angle with which to pour the chocolate into the mold?
Yes, my dark chocolate dwarf found agrees. But the almond still splash we're working on that.
World domination would be ours, but we still need that Harvard ID.
Sugar, snack.
That girl's gone and Canada comes to the point now.
A suggestion by Lady LolliPOPS Supreme.
Oh?
The girl was eating an unidentifiable form of bread before we entered the factory. It is possible that she may have left crumbs behind.
Ah! You can track her using crumbs. Aha! She tried to escape the factory but left through the wrong door. Instead of returning to Harvard, she's running deeper in Candyland now. Lupa! Lupa!
Yes, oh, why?
What is it? My caffeinated Sarina. My dark espresso bar is so effective. Look how docile and nice it's become. And so helpful for my plan. It works even better than it did on YouTube during the trial.
Yes.
I guess so.
Where am I? I just keep failing over and over. I'll never be able to get
You're falling for the gambler's fallacy, Caroline.
You again?
Your previous success rate has no bearing on your chances now. What you choose to do is an independent event. You are not doomed to fail.
I don't believe you.
You're just feeling grumpy. Have you tried some of the peppermint?
In fairy tales, you're never supposed to eat candy from the magical realm. Duh, everyone knows that.
If this was a magical fairy tale universe, I wouldn't wake up every day tortured by the reality of trying to figure out which came first, the chicken or the egg. This morning I felt a premonition that it was the chicken.
That is fucking crazy. These are some really intrusive thoughts.
Anyway, just try the peppermint.
Wow! I feel so much more hopeful. Oh, peppermint means hope. I wonder what other ingredients from this book I can find in the woods on my way back to school. I'll take a look. Molasses as determination, lollipops as imagination. I might need those.
You'll have to put some game theory to the test first. Board game theory, that is. Take the mountain pass through the Gumdrop Mountains. You'll get to the Lollipop Woods faster than Harvard can get rid of shopping week.
All right. If I can make it through this game, in theory, I can get to the game in time to warn everyone. the world, you do way too many ego labs.
My plan is at last coming to fruition. Matt Gardner. I'm off to the Harvard Candy.
Matt, you have to help me out of here. Do you want everyone to get their dreams stolen?
This insignificant underling is speaking to me.
Matt!
I choose to ignore it.
Matt, please help me!
It's a noise like the buzzing of flies' wings.
Matt! This is hopeless. occasions to play with. It must be so physically taxing, standing still so much. Maybe you should have something to eat, like this.
I was having a really weird dream where you were stuck in a gigantic cherry, and I wake up and you're still stuck in a gigantic cherry?
Sounds about right.
Did I really help Miss Goldman develop and implement a strategy to steal the dreams of the entire student body of Harvard?
Yes, you did.
Carol, I'm so sorry. How do we get you out of here? I can't pull you out without me falling in myself.
And there's no convenient magical item lying around. Oh my gumdrops! Floating oranges?
Whoa! Cool!
Now that you're yourself again, let's stop Miss Golden's plan. I'm floating! Isn't this awesome?
There's something I want to do first.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm so sorry for getting you stuck in a gigantic cherry. I'll never forgive myself for that.
No need to apologize. Sometimes you have to let people, including the old version of yourself, go. Look at us! We're on our way up! Adventure is out there!
corresponds to a real-world emotion?
Yep, Miss Goldman used her special recipe of dark chocolate sprinkled with sea salt to create the dream-stealing candy.
And your lollipop is the antidote.
It's more than an antidote. It's imagination, determination, and hope all in one. It can even bring stability to the IOP.
We can totally sell this.
That's a future problem. My original plan was to keep Miss Goldman from getting into the game. But with you here now, we can actually get inside this factory to disrupt dark chocolate production. I think it's Loompa and Oompa on guard duty.
What do we do?
Remember the law of the unconscious statistician? You don't have to find the distribution of a transformed random variable to calculate the expected value.
Oh, that does make sense. Even if we don't know what will happen in this moment, we can predict what will happen in the long run. Revolution! We need you, Oompa and Loompa, to let us into the factory and help us take down Ms. Goldman. We need to halt production of the dream-stealing candy.
And make a new product.
It can. We want to raise.
We will now sing our revolution song.
Why don't we focus on the candy making and let them handle the la-las?
sponsor, I encourage you to partake in some delicious candy produced in our very own Goldman Snacks Chocolate Factory. Special chocolates made from only the best artisan ingredients, delicious taste, highest quality, eat them yourselves. Are those lollipops? Where's my delicious, somewhat nefarious dark espresso mug?
I want to be an astronaut.
And I want to be an oil painter.
And I want to be an investment banker.
What? No! You're not supposed to be following your dreams. You're supposed to have no ambition at all and, I don't know, want to be an accountant.
I want to be an accountant.
What's going on? What happened to my potion?
Have you been suppressing your dreams?
Are you in search of personal fulfillment? Fear not.
Dream Pops is the solution you need.
You!
Us.
You!
Me?
No, I think she means me.
Follow W! What have you done?
We created a new product.
An exceptional product that is statistically proven to blow yours out of the market.
How dare you? On guard!
Pret! Allez!
learned that I really do like the business world. I love markets and stats and product distribution. Let's do this. I'm ready to put my broom away for good.
Professor Blitzstein, I've made an unconscious decision.
Let me take a truly random guess. You're leaving my class?
You gave me the inspiration to follow my dreams. I'm bringing dream pops to the masses.
Well, leaving the class to make a fortune may not be such a bad idea, especially after I just graded your midterm. I'm happy you're following your own path.
I am following my own path, and now I have someone who'll go with me. Who'd have believed you'd come along?
Where it began, I can't begin to know it, but then I know it's growing strong. Was in the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd ever believe you'd come along? Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. The times never seem so good. I believe to believe they never would. Look at the night, and it don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only two. And when I hurt it runs on my shoulder. How can I hurt when I hold you? One, touching one, reach it out, touching me, touching you. Good time.